welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. Who'd have thought they'd lead you? Who'd have thought they'd lead you? Back here where we need you. Back here where we need you.
Welcome back to Tuesday Night on behalf of First Amendment Sports. I'm Ken Marangolo. He's not Tim Strachan. He's Rhett Donnelly.
Thank you guys for having me on. Appreciate it.
He's Kevin Ricca.
It's next man up around here.
Next
and
man
it's no
up.
different this Tuesday. Looking forward to it. Nice to have some fresh meat
Yes.
on the panel.
Fresh meat. Okay.
Yeah, I just thought we'd start off with fresh meat. It popped right into my head, and now we can run with it.
Well, let me ask you guys this. 5 years ago, what DC milestone was reached? DC sports milestone was reached 5 years ago to the day.
2018.
2018, May 23rd, 2018.
May 23rd, our Nationals had
Not the
worst
Nationals.
record.
Not the
And that was
Nationals.
19. That was 4
Capitals.
years ago.
Caps.
The Washington
Yes,
Capitals
Yes. Sorry, I
finished off the Tampa Bay Lightning to go to the Stanley Cup Finals.
the finisher.
5 years ago today.
Nice stat, young baloney.
Yes.
Let's see.
That was a big night.
It was.
Tim Strachan's on the board. He's got an eye
Cheers.
on you.
What's up,
Cheers.
Tim?
Cheers. We miss you, T. We'll see you next Tuesday night. Everybody, first of all, thanks for being here on yet another Tuesday night. If you haven't yet done so, hit the subscribe button. We appreciate it. If you see or hear anything you like, give us a thumbs up. Let's dive right into it. Voluntary workouts. It's voluntary workout season. I think it's always an important time of year when we rediscover as a society what the word voluntary actually means.
It's my favorite topic
in this
every
world.
year. It's so amazing. I worked out yesterday, but I voluntarily did not work out today. I wasn't feeling it. So, but I do love. So Brett looks like he has something to say, but I just have we heard about the excuse versus inexcuse versus the voluntarily?
I didn't know he wasn't coming. I had no idea
Well,
he wasn't. You didn't call me. You didn't return my call.
I will say, I saw a lot of Twitter, jabber that said, this guy looks great in OTAs.
Yes.
Everybody looks fantastic
Yes.
in OTAs. Nobody has ever looked bad in OTAs. So I would take it with a grain of salt, everything you hear.
By the way, that came through on the comment board today. We got you.
I got you, T.
Although Ken Harris is enjoying it. Chase Young, not volunteering.
He's been voluntarily doing all of his stuff
everywhere else
around here this year, though.
Montez Sweat also. I always love when people are like, Chase Young wasn't there. I'm like, and you're not. I'm like waiting for it because our other starting defensive end, and also because it doesn't freaking matter. Now, I mean, I think the better discussion to be had is like, when do voluntary sessions matter the most? And I would say in a coach's fourth year of a program, we do have a new offensive coordinator. It's always important to get time with the coaches. But like in Ron Rivera's first year, touting 100% participation was a big deal because we were trying to all believe that we were going to turn the ship around. Hopefully.
I don't give a shit about voluntary workouts.
All I'm saying is even if it's incrementally more important, is it ever more important based on the life cycle of a team?
I'm sure it is. I'm not saying that it's not an important thing to have blah, blah, blah chemistry and have all active fine, but we don't even know why they weren't there yet. Like everyone just gets their panties all scrumpled up in between their cheeks every time something like this happens. And I'm fine with it. And I don't disrespect anyone's opinion, but I like to sit on the sidelines and let you two hash this one out because you guys know that I'm where I stand on this.
Nobody cares about it.
Come on. I think this is a get off the lawn
matter.
scenario.
I think a lot of people want to see certain participants show up. And if they don't show up, I think people care.
Yeah, but those people don't matter.
Of course they don't matter.
The teammates do, and the front office does. And if they're not supposed to be there and the Twitter stuff goes crazy, it just doesn't bothered me. I've listened to it forever. I've been in locker rooms at lower levels, and yes, the high school level, and the 3 best players don't show up. That's a major problem. These guys have been doing everything they're supposed to be doing. These guys are not off track at any level, and we don't know why they weren't there yet. So they're saying maybe the 3 of them had dinner at a place that was not the greatest, and they were just a little rumbly tum. It could be something that ridiculous. So before we throw everyone off the front lawn, we should take a deep breath.
I love it. I love people. There's nothing else to get. The NBA finals, the conference finals are terrible. Both of them.
The NBA was great up until this round.
NHL is officially like for anyone who's watching it. There's all sweeps there. Like we're just baseball is just not there yet for a lot of cities.
Oh, especially with the Nats.
Well, but the Nats have had a good month, and we can talk about that. But ultimately, Redskins, Commanders football team stirs the Kool-Aid, and there's nothing else to talk about. And also, it's a number 2 overall guy who didn't didn't get his contract extended or opted, and
fair.
He's in a contract year, so whatever.
May I say this,
please?
If it was 100% attendance, would you both have had a boner? Like we would have been like, oh my God, everyone showed up to voluntary workouts. We're gonna kick everyone's ass. Like
it's
no
rah
one celebrates.
It's always rah rah.
It's
stuff
something
when they
that's
do that.
always just judged negatively. That's all. No one celebrates. Like, oh, look at us
I
taking
would
ass
just say
out there.
it's a Chase Young thing, just because
he has
year one,
he's got a thing against Chase.
Yeah,
obviously. We know that. I know.
Chase Young, year 1,
Rookie of the year,
right?
So
whether or not he deserved it or not, I know a lot of Panthers fans said Jeremy Chin should have been Rookie of the Year.
He wasn't.
Whatever. He wasn't. And then year 2, it feels a little like he should be doing more to make sure
how do you know
people
that he's
are
not
confident.
doing what he needs to be doing?
Who knows?
He shouldn't be doing anything for people. He should be making sure his teammates and the staff are confident.
Yeah,
and I think we don't know if he's been doing that.
We don't know
because we're not there. But doesn't mean we need to panic as people and be like Chase Young. Because here's my deal. He had an average half a season. I think that's his biggest crime for us. We can't hold the ACL against him. That's absurd.
Well, we can hold the year 2, the first 6, 7, 8 games
9 games
or whatever before.
I said he had
a
mediocre half season for what we expected year 2, and that's what he's guilty of right now. Yep. And not many dudes get. Hey, he had a mediocre first month as a Redskin commander, as he won the Rookie of the Year. It took him a second to kind of burst on the scene. You know, he had an early injury. He didn't start off right away. Either he missed week 1 or 2, I believe, his rookie year, and started off a tad bit slow. Yes, 9 games. He was not overwhelmingly impressive, and neither were we. And I think he's going to have a big year. I do. I've seen the kid.
Why do you think they didn't pick up the option then?
Because he's had 1.5 sacks in 2 years.
So they're not convinced.
Well, it's not about not being convinced. It's about how much
when
money
you don't
do you
play
put towards
football
them.
for the better part of both seasons.
Yeah.
You don't just hand out that. Hey,
and whether he shows up to voluntary workouts or not, he's in a contract year. Yeah. So as a player and a man and a person who has a livelihood on the line, he needs to play well. He's not incentivized at all to do anything that would prevent him from having a good year. And whether OTAs fit into that is for him and his team to decide.
He's only started 2 of the last 25 games.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
So I understand it, but I understand why they did it. I think it could have gone either way, but I understand why they did it, and I'm fine with it. And go earn it, and he'll get paid. Unfortunately, him and Montez are both being a contract year in the same year.
Yeah.
But you know what? I don't know that we were ever going to pay them both the same way, anyways.
This is a great race them against each other, and pay 20. You're going to pay $20 million to one of them for multi-year contract.
And that's very true.
That's a great result for an organization that has struggled to maintain its own good players and over the lifespan of Dan Snyder. Not so much, I think we're doing a better job of that now. So keeping your own guys. So we have the opportunity to pick our best own guy that we drafted, and you're putting him on a defensive line that already has $40 million. It'd essentially be a $60 million defensive line,
which is too much.
No way. It's not too much. That is our team. That is the identity of our team on the defensive line.
If you want 8 wins a year, that can be our identity.
We'll see.
I think the Eagles had a pretty good run there with Doug Peterson, with all their money invested in that defensive line. With Nick Foles, they invested all their money in that defensive line. San Fran picked up that and San Fran can't stay healthy. But a lot of these teams are focusing on there, and that's what we're doing. And hey, as long as the back of the end, we know we don't have any linebackers, so we're cool. It doesn't matter. We can't pay linebackers. We don't have any, so we just focus on the D line.
That's for damn sure.
And maybe try and take care of Cam Curl either sooner or later.
St. Juste
We'll see.
and or Forbes to kind of play just above the line of expectation, in this year, because just to tie up my point is those are starting positions. Yeah, they're all along the defensive line, but those are starting positions. You need to have all of them, and if that's the best talent you got, there's very few places you could spend your money wiser than in the trenches, and on the defensive line, it's even more important. Like on the offensive line, you can get 5 guys. You can get a little bit more of a team situation where you can get 5 good players and together they play awesome. But on the defensive line, it's not so much like offense. On the defensive line, it's not like offensive line, blocking. It's not the same gel. It's not the same choreography. On the defensive line, these guys are pinning their ears back and they're taking on.
Offensive line coaches right now are just flabbergasted by this conversation.
Offensive or defensive?
I don't know. Both. I think
offensive line tends to be more of a choreographed. It can be more of a cohesive jelly. Whereas on the defensive line, I feel like if you put 2 or 3 dogs out there and say, go get them and do your thing. I mean,
well, also if you want to get pressure with 4, that's the name brand. If you're going to play a defense that gets pressure with 4, you better have 4 dudes that can get pressure without getting help from blitzing anybody from anywhere. Mm-hmm. And that's the basis of our defense, and that's why we've invested there.
Did we get that last year?
We
I
did.
think so.
Yeah, we actually did.
As much as anyone in the NFL.
We got pressure with 4 a lot.
We brought less pressure. We brought 5 and 6 less than anyone. Not anyone, but we're in the mix right there of being someone that never had to do it. The way that the New York Giants beat the New England Patriots in the Tom Brady, Tom Coughlin scenarios. They got Usiomaniora and whatchamacallit, gap tooth, smart guy, Strahan. Sorry, they didn't blitz, and that's how they beat Tom Brady. And that was an undefeated Tom Brady team, and that's the basis.
To be in the Super Bowl.
That's the basis of all this. Now it's also nice to have Tom Brady. Don't get me wrong, but he got beat by Eli Manning, which shocked all of us with 4 D linemen that they invested their money into. And I know that's a lot, but I'm just saying that's what this is predicated on. Yeah. That's what our defense is predicated on.
You guys are more optimistic than I.
It's not optimistic. It's what it's predicated on. This is how we're building our franchise. This is what we're built around.
It's our
defensive line is the heart and soul of our franchise right now. That's what I'm saying. Everyone has to make that choice. Where are you going to win? Where are you going to focus your money on? Where are you going to spend? And I don't mind it right there. Especially when you got 3-4 Pro Bowlers. So.
And you should get used to the idea, I think, at this point in time, that we're keeping either Montez Sweat or Chase Young at the end of the season. Like I think that is it's not 100%, but it's probably like 85 to 95%.
It'd be devastating to lose both of them.
KJ
Henry can play some ball, but he's just not a plug and play guy at that level. He's not that caliber of athlete.
You don't look Daron Payne and Jonathan Allen in the eye and say,
those guys aren't going anywhere.
I know, but you don't look them in the eye and say like, "Hey, listen, we're going to put scrubs next to you for the next couple of years." They're going to give him one. Plus, at the end, that the beauty of it is you get one for $20 million, and you can dip back into the draft and get a guy. You can sign a mid-level free agent. We have some guys that actually played well in Chase's absence. So there's the evidence that suggests that Sweat, Payne, and Allen are good enough as a trio to make that 4th person, who's going to be singled up all day long, win some battles.
One thing I'm optimistic about is health. If we're healthy, I think we have as good as the front 4 as anyone. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's blowing smoke. 4 Pro Bowlers, 4 big time dudes. If they can all be together for this one season, we could see what could happen. This has been the dream, to have them all on the field at the same time. So let's see.
And the thing about Eric Bieniemy is his obviously Patrick Mahomes was a high flyer and the offense is high scoring and obviously they've had some weapons that a lot of teams haven't had, but his run game is so much fun. It's predicated on that offensive line choreography, like getting
that's
athletic
where it cut
guys.
his teeth, right? He was a running backs coach, right?
Well, he was a running back, and running backs coach. But his running game is the foundation of all of it. And Ron Rivera, I have to believe, at some point said the word. He probably has always maintained Eric Bieniemy. You do what you do what you're gonna do.
100%.
You be Eric Bieniemy. That's what we're hiring you for. But it's probably also Eric Bieniemy looked in and said, these guys have one of the best defensive lines in the league, and they're going to rely on their defense. I need time of possession and first downs. And he, with Brian Robinson, Antonio Gibson, and figuring out a tight end idea between now and September, I think you're going to see the benefit of Bieniemy will be extended drives, and that will put extra spotlight on that defensive line, because now you're talking about pinning your ears back and going after teams that are trying to do more with less time. I'm hoping that's what he's doing. I'm hoping that's what we're up to.
It's the run game is multiple. The run game, he's here because of the run game. We have all seen the big plays. We need to be able to run the ball. We can stop the run. If you can run the ball and stop the run, you can win a lot of games in this league.
Well, that's what we want Sam Howell to do. I mean, hand the ball off and rely on your defense to get stops and create turnovers.
That's a huge point.
Give the offense an opportunity to not have to throw the ball 35 times. That's what we want to do.
Play action is where we want to be.
Yep.
With
And then
Sam
we
Howell.
create opportunities,
Yes.
with Terry and.
Can't wait.
Exactly.
So that is the optimism. But with Eric Bieniemy, we're allowed to have some optimism. And no one else is allowed to have any Sam Howell optimism, and that's just fine. Rank him 49th out of 50. Rank him 99th out of 100. We don't give a shit.
I'm always a Sam Howell
I love
guy.
it because he's a ballsy.
I think
he's a ballsy maneuver.
And I will never understand why they waited until the last game to give him a shot.
It's weird, but you know what?
And then they flip flopped in the last week to say we were
Well,
gonna
Taylor
go Sam, we're gonna
Heineke,
retire Taylor.
when Taylor was like, play
I
that
still
man.
don't quite understand that.
That's what happened. The thing about Sam Howell is my prediction for Sam Howell is at least 600, if he's healthy for 16 games, at least 600 rushing yards. For him, which I don't think is. I think it's kind of if he
That's a bit high. We don't want him to have that many.
But I think that I actually think that's what's coming. So 600.
No, he can run, but he's not going to be a runner in this league. Dude,
No,
he
no,
can
no.
run, but he's not a runner here.
I think he's going to
This ain't like
find
college.
7 yards here, 5 yards there.
Capable, but we don't want him to do that.
But Kevin, I'm not saying what I want him to do, but
No, 600. I don't think we want that. I don't think you want that.
I just said that's what I think is going to happen. I think that is coming down the pike for us. We'll see if I'm right or wrong on that. But he might not survive that.
No, Eric Bieniemy doesn't want that. I don't think we want that. Now, I know what you're saying, though. I do know what you're saying. He is a better weapon running the ball than Taylor Heineke or anyone else that we've had in recent memory.
Oh, I'm not. And I'm trying to be clear. I'm not saying
I'm not
unleash
comparing the
Sam
two.
Howell like in
No,
the
he's
run
athletic.
game.
He made a play at the red zone last year in the goal line against us. We talked about. He made a cutback and he made a move that was running back-esque, not quarterback-esque, and he ran the ball fearlessly. And I love it.
He made a play in the preseason where I thought, man, that he just ran for 25 yards or something. Like, we don't want him to do that, but he can.
And we have to be able to. And I think that's what we're talking about. Our offense takes a huge step forward with a quarterback that can run the ball, which is great. And, in short yardage last year, who had the most carries in red zone NFL? Who was it? Jalen Hurts had the most red zone carries in the National Football League.
I was going to say
that is where we will be able to use Sam Howell effectively. And I look forward to that.
I like the usually like the betting line for rushing yards by a quarterback every week by the end of last season. I think the starting out line for just about everyone was like 15.5. And I think that's predicated on that one run, that one scramble that gets you like 12 or 13 yards. And then is he going to get a 1 or a 2 yard gain some of the time?
And the NFL's smart. They don't take the sack yardage and use it against you.
Thank God.
Yes.
So I see him picking up chunky bits.
So you're going to take the over.
I see him picking up
One.
dime pieces. I'm not sure what you're talking
14 and a
about.
half rushing yards, you're going to take the over.
I absolutely will. Again, what do I know?
I would take the over on that too.
Yeah, of course.
But 17 times 15 ain't 300, ain't 600.
I would. I think we'd all agree with those extra carries going to Brian Robinson and/or Antonio Gibson and/or whoever else is getting handed the ball off by Sam Howell. This is not a Sam Howell.
It will be way more fun for all of us to watch the quarterback make big plays in the run game. I think we can envision that moving forward. But design stuff, I think. You want Eric having a few big old uglies in front of old Sam, especially early in the season. Let's not get Brissett in here too soon for any reason. And I'm glad we have him.
Yeah.
especially for that room. But I can't wait to watch Sam Howell, the $1 million man, go after.
By the
him
way,
next year.
I think 600 yards is only roughly 40 yards a game, something like
I
that.
know, and that's a lot.
It is a lot. It's more than average.
How many NFL quarterbacks have rushed for over 1,000 yards historically?
Ever?
Yeah.
All right, let's Randall.
I don't know if he
Vic.
did.
Randall had to have.
I don't know. I don't think so.
RG3.
No.
I know. No, I know.
Vic.
No,
No, but RG3
Vic
had
for
a
sure.
bunch.
Vic for sure.
I don't know if anyone has. I don't know. I don't know the answer, but I'm telling you, it's going to be less than you think.
Oh, I think like 2 or 3.
All right, that's what I think.
Okay.
I think Randall and Vic would be my two guesses.
I would guess, yeah.
But there's got to be someone from the old school that might have some, crazy legs.
In the old
Hirsch
school, that was like 80 to 100 yards a
Sammy
game.
Ball. How many? What did there's like 3 quarterbacks there. They got stopped at one of 3 dudes, and any of them can throw it. The main dude was the quarterback. The other 2 were called halfbacks in the wing T. So, what the fudge are we talking about?
I was looking to see on the board to see if
1,000
anyone was going to come
yard
1,000-yard rushing quarterback.
Whether or not
Yeah.
Sam Howell's going to do that.
Would 100 yards make Sam Howell the 3rd leading rusher in NFL history at the quarterback position? Is what I want to know.
I think I want to say like Mahomes and
Lamar
Hurts.
Jackson.
Hurts had.
If
Hurts
only there was a machine to figure out this
had,
answer.
okay. With Vic and
I want
Lamar.
the
Lamar
board.
Jackson. Ken Harris says it's Vic and Lamar are 2 1,000-yard
you go.
quarterback.
So there's 2.
That's what Ken Harris is saying.
That makes sense.
All right, there you go. Ken, you get your.
Well, Sam Howell's going to be number 3.
I hope not. And then now I'm
Probably
going to
not.
slide to this side of the table and be like,
Probably
Eric
not.
Dickerson Howell is
I
about to tear the
pray
roof off the
that
NFC
doesn't ever
East.
happen. Pray.
Have you ever
pray,
seen
pray.
Earl Campbell run? Because what I understand is Sam Howell is pretty decent.
Yeah.
Or he wants to be Sam Howell when he grows up.
I don't think we've.
I wouldn't say that out loud. Earl's a pretty mean dude. I don't think he is anymore though.
Earl, if you're listening to this,
He's a nice man. I hope he's still with us. I don't know if he is. I feel like running backs from that era, just
well, Jim Brown, R.I.P.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Large.
Man,
I'm trying to get the. There it is. It's back. We have to do 2 weeks in a row.
Oh no.
oh my, God.
Dude, you need glasses
Oh no.
for that picture.
You think? Well, I mean, all I know is Red's microphone was just adjusted. I'm not sure why, but it's right over your shoulder.
It's right over your shoulder.
Right over
There
your.
you go.
Why?
Because we did it last week, and I feel like I had it still loaded on, and we don't have a lot of special effects.
What,
and
you're
I'm
not-
still learning how to work the whole
You're not in
situation.
That's the one
You're not
special
into 80
effect.
plus SI cover swimsuit models. Come on,
Wow.
bro.
I don't want to say anything that's going to get me in trouble.
Justin Fields. Tim Strachan said Justin Fields became the 3rd to do it. Let me put him up there.
Nice
See?
research.
Yeah, can you-
Um,
from the research department?
He belongs on the screen with Martha.
I was going to say, actually, can you put Justin
Why don't we just
Fields?
do that? I think that
no.
looks pretty strong.
Oh my
Just like
gosh.
that.
Oh,
Don't just.
oh boy.
Let's see. We got. I think the board agrees with us. All right, so we actually solved some rushing game issues. We're not going to run Sam Howell
No, we are selectively.
selectively.
Well, he's 6 foot 200 pounds. It's not like he's like. No, there's some nasty dudes running around there.
No, I watched him in college. I mean, he can run the ball if we want him to.
That's
If
the
we need
problem.
him to.
All right, Matt, let me just clarify this. The problem is he's not afraid at any level.
Correct.
To lower the shoulder, to lower the head, to initiate contact. He's not scared. I want to root for him for 17 plus
Correct.
weeks.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying.
I do too, and I think the ideal scenario the is he gets the yards. It's 18 to 25 yards and a slide. You know, if he
course.
just looks down and he sees 8
But-
backs running away from him and just runs up the middle of the field and slides. Oh, that's
Well, that's what we want. I wanted Taylor to do that,
Right.
And he just for whatever reason it didn't happen.
And this is why I love them. They don't. They're competitors first. And let's focus here on Sam Howell. This dude sometimes needs to be protected from himself in the run game. That's all I'm saying. But there will be a moment at the stadium that we will all embrace on television or if we're there when Sam Howell makes the play, finds the extra yard, and gives someone a bit of the business.
He will.
And we are
He
going
will do that.
without a doubt, and we are going to celebrate properly because I will love him the first time he macks somebody or gives someone the business. He's already my dude. We're already all in. But the $1 million man's out there just throwing haymakers. Let's go.
The $1 million man. I love it. I put it on the board. If anyone heard, I'm interested in knowing if anyone heard. Yeah, they heard it. Okay. We're learning how to play with all these toys, everybody. And so we're going to figure out how to do it. We're still in a trial, so you can still see on the top of the screen that way. Where we got one more week where we're sponsored by Ecamm Live, and they're teaching us the ropes.
Can you explain the cameras that are attached right here? They seem to be pointing at us.
Those are for your security and for everyone's safety in this room.
Make sure no hands
That's correct.
Thanks,
are
Ecamm.
going rogue.
There's cameras everywhere below the table for security purposes only.
And why does someone keep whispering "smile" into my earpiece?
Who's in the HR department that I can complain to?
That would be T Strachan.
All right, Tim. I have some complaints.
He's a
What
very.
was it? You didn't like the angle that Ken splashed Martha Stewart on your face?
Ooh, man,
That was a little much.
If I accidentally spill my red wine on your pants,
Oh God!
I'm sorry. We have a washing machine right
Accidentally.
over here. A
Accidentally.
washing machine right here. Accidentally. I have accidentally
You
spilled
know,
red
this
wine
actual
again.
basement started out as just Ken and a washing machine. He has built.
and a lot of red wine. Looking for someone to spill it on. Oh, I'm sorry. I've spilled my red wine again. Yes, Greg Martin, you are correct.
Poor Matt Seal has that one polo with 13 red wine stains on it. It's terrible.
It is the muff cam. According to they're there.
Greg, that was Stockton to Malone, by the way. But
So
I knew you would finish.
before we kind of move, like we can kind of dance around, but the PGA Tour was this weekend, and we were talking about before the show started, and we're not focused on whether people are working out or not. We don't get to watch it. We don't know a lot about it. No games are being played. No practices are truly being had. So for the most part, football especially, we're just talking about personalities, people who are out and about. We're catching them on what all the different channels that they put their stuff out on. They're just doing their thing, and we're taking it all in. We're talking about weird professional athletes. Brooks Koepka, I'm sorry, he's kind of a weirdo, and he's a great golfer.
100% a weirdo.
He's a great golfer, and I don't ever root against. I'm not rooting against him. I don't care that he's for live. I'd love to have that conversation, but I think he's just a weirdo. And he's just great at golf. But, man, he does some weird stuff.
Bro, he's a ham sandwich on 2 gigantic pieces of white bread.
Yes.
That's it. No chips.
Yep.
No condiments. You don't even get, you might get a gherkin, but not a full dill spear. It's I'm just talking about lunch, all right? Just lunch. But, like, I've got 5 on it. You know, if that was from a guy with some personality, you'd be like, oh, nice. That's cool. You know, no, weirdo. You're so strange. He's just so lived.
So I saw something on Twitter,
So Livy,
and I thought it was pretty funny. So remember Happy Gilmore,
of course.
right? And when it's like one of the first tournaments he plays in, and they ask Shooter McGavin, what do you think about Happy Gilmore? And he goes, I don't know. I was too busy winning. Right? And they go, wow, man, that 450-yard drive. He goes, I didn't see it. I feel like those are the questions that they would have asked Brooks about Michael Block. The amateur, the PGA champ, the club pro. Like, he just doesn't seem like he has any personality that would lend to
And we want him
a great
to.
moment.
We all want him to.
He wins he
A
wins
great
the
moment.
tournament, but they just didn't. He doesn't seem like he has anything that gets anybody excited.
Tim Strachan
And that's-
Incapable of laughter and tears, human emotion.
wants to hear from Koepka's college basketball teammates. So first of all, it's interesting. There's something buried in that the guy's been playing sports for a long time, and he wasn't always playing golf. And his biggest thing is his body's been breaking down over the last few years, and he's clearly built like a statue. I mean, he's a
Take it easy, Ken. You've had a glass of whiskey. I don't want this to go to a place that we're all uncomfortable
Can we
with.
just push pause on the recording?
Yeah,
and then
we
come
have the
back in a second or
cameras.
two?
Yeah.
I didn't seem to gather
there's so many
myself.
lights here. There's so many lights. Plus Muff Cam.
He,
There's
the
a-
Muff Cam.
The
Turn
Muff
on the
Cam
Muff
sensor
Cam.
just went off. Something's happening down here.
Something's happening on the Muff Cam.
Oh my God.
We're not going to go to that live. That's for
I just saw 2 of these buttons make different colors.
If you stay around for overtime, though, you might get some of that.
Is this even a soundboard?
We're not even broadcasting to anyone for years. You used to come into my basement and pretending like we're doing a show. Literally, no one's like just no. It's just us.
Did T find this out last week, and we're just totally getting trolled right now?
Yeah. I was like,
at the end of this, Brett, we're all up, and it's going to be my fault.
How many times? How long can Ken have two guys in his basement thinking they're doing a show?
As long as my pants stay on.
The answer is 8 years.
Well, after
And
the Martha
running.
Stewart picture, we almost freaking got cut off tonight. So, anyways,
he's my
back to back Martha Stewart weeks is a lot.
Bro,
Ken.
it's gonna be
a lot
interesting
of
to
Martha
see how that
Stewart.
streak runs, and how long it goes. But the Brooks Koepka thing is if let's just everyone gets a take about it, but I give two shits whether a guy's on the live or the PGA Tour. I'm not rooting for or against him because of that. I also think that all the changes that they want in golf, like we want to be able to be in this, we want to be able to do that, we want to be able to do this. I'm like, well, you kind of signed that away when you took the hundreds of millions of dollars from the Saudis, which good for you. You got your money, you're playing golf, you're drinking and playing golf in shorts with loud music playing, and you're flying around with Pauline Gretzky. It's awesome. I'm not trying to make a moral argument here, but you don't get to change the rules of the PGA Tour after you take your money and leave. So that's where I kind of, the Ryder Cup thing, everyone wants to complain about, oh, they're not going to, they can be in the Ryder Cup. The captain can pick whoever the hell he wants. The Masters, we can't be in the Masters. Look, Reed, please do me a favor. Look how to make the Masters. There's 20 things that allow you to get into the Masters
Kevin,
tournament.
put that on your list. Read
that on your
how
list.
to get into the Masters.
I just wrote how to master it. My browser history went bonkers.
Just pull the pen away. All of these things have discretion out the ass. Anyone who's good is going to get invited to these things. All right, so let's just drop the pretense. Let them do their thing for the money that they wanted to make, and they're.
Why don't we do a Ryder Cup live versus PGA Tour?
Well, you know what? That could be a thing down the road, and very well might. But right now, the Ryder Cup is the U.S. versus Europe. I mean, we're not going to get rid of that. We can't get rid of that. I mean, I love that.
No, it's awesome.
Yeah, we got to keep that up. And if the best U.S. golfers play for live, does anyone really think Brooks Koepka shouldn't play?
No, nobody cares
for the Ryder Cup.
Nobody cares.
Oh, I care. I think Brooks Koepka should play on the Ryder Cup.
No, I'm saying nobody cares about if they're live or PGA
Oh,
Tour.
yeah, sure.
If you're American,
Yeah,
go
if you
play on the
do,
Ryder
then
Cup.
you're a turd.
You're a turd. Yeah. You're a total turd.
Exactly.
Did you see the picture of the PGA commissioner Seth Wild when he was giving the trophy to Brooks, and Brooks had his hand on the trophy, and then Seth comes around and he's the CEO of the PGA, and he's just been torching live, for the last couple of years. So he comes around. It's like if Goodell had to give the trophy to Snyder. I mean, and he's like standing close to him, and he's like moving away, and then he says a couple of things. And have you seen the video?
No.
So Seth walks away, and he says something, and Brooks is looking at him, and I can't tell if Brooks is trying to handshake him or not. But Seth walks away behind him, and Brooks literally turns around. Like 1,000 cameras caught this, and Brooks turns around, and he's like, dude, like really? And he starts laughing, and the next guy comes to take a picture. I mean, there's some serious bad blood.
Bad blood.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? And here's the deal: in golf, it's so awkward. Like the highest level PGA, you have to wear pants, which I mean, you know what I mean, as opposed to shorts. So don't get at me. It's very stuffy in the rules, and so the live is
so
cooling that
stuffy.
off a little bit because listen. Being a guy that bartended many years, many charity golf outings, and you guys have played in many of them, like the disparity between you're playing basketball, you're playing 5-on-5 with your buddies. No one can even see you at the courts, the park, at the gym somewhere, and then you go and hang out. But you're playing for the PGA, you're in front of all these people, all stuffy. It's opposite in golf. Can you imagine what we would be doing on a Friday afternoon? If the Live Tour really wants to go down that road, I could be a big fan. I mean, we want to see some real television.
They're going down that road.
No, they're heading down that path.
3 rounds.
I'm talking about.
Have you watched the tournament?
I'm talking about a 4-lane. Ken,
They're
talking
crazy.
about.
Okay,
Tommy
sorry.
caddies in the last 20 years.
Oh, those
on
kinds of
every
tournaments.
other hole.
Okay,
here.
okay.
I'm just saying.
Fair enough.
But I'm not saying it should be all or nothing. But let's start bringing these two levels together a tad bit for all of our imaginations, happiness, and enjoyment.
I love it.
That was my only take.
It's all
because
for
it had nothing to
entertainment.
do with
I mean,
Brooks
that's
Koepka because he's
that's
an
why they make so
extremely
much money.
excellent, yes, but
awesome.
a boring cat, and we all know that. He is no fun.
But
He is no fun.
I think
he wears whitey tighties with his name on the back of him, Koepka, with a
does.
B period right in front of him.
B.K.
then 5 little major trophies,
Yes.
just like on his
On
tweet.
all of his underwear, and they're
I would
hand drawn.
100% do that.
And there's nothing wrong with this guy. He's great golfer, fine guy, doesn't do anything wrong, nothing
Smoking
negative.
hot wife.
Gorgeous wife. I'm not being a hater. Just give me a little something when I'm watching. Just give me a reason to smile.
So my take now on him is he's been so consistently.
We've talked way too much about him, so
I
this
know.
is your third take on him, and you guys
He's
had
been
me
so
butchered.
consistently unfun and so consistently
Yes!
that
His personality.
that I'm starting to like watch him now, and I'm just like he gets annoyed so easily and frustrated so easily. Like when Patrick Cantley was playing so slow in front of him and he lost his shit and couldn't take John Rahm, or whenever Bryson DeChambeau got anywhere near him and he would lose, like the eye rolls, like the teenage stuff. So that makes me laugh and I love it. And so I'm starting to appreciate watching tournaments with him in it more for that. Greg Martin says, let's play through on the golf talk. I understand.
I'm with
I
Greg.
understand. Well,
I'm with Greg. And
hey.
you know what? I don't mind it. But
I don't mind it
But
either.
let's talk about some fun stuff. Like next time we'll talk about, the Tiger Woods heyday. Something enjoyable.
Maybe Tiger Woods heyday. Yeah, I love it. Tiger.
And by heyday, I'm not talking about on the course.
He never wins another major, does he?
No. What? Don't do
Tiger
this.
Wo-
But no, he's broken. He's broken.
That's a whole nother
But I got
topic.
into the old
That
one, and
is
when he
not
won the
happening.
one, and he won one more, when everyone said he never won, and he got it, and it's over. And now he's broke. He's broked.
He's broked. He is so broked.
Oh, he is blacked out on the floor. He's not getting up. He doesn't remember the night before, and he can taste it, but he doesn't remember where he was. It's not happening.
I will watch.
He's embracing
I
that
will watch
role.
every shot of his first 2 rounds when he tees him up.
I'll watch Charlie, but let Charlie Woods be my final golfer.
Okay. All right. All right. Phil Mickelson, but sorry, it was on the board.
I know. When he sunk birdie at plus 12, I was so proud for him. I was like, nice job, Phil.
Talk about a guy who went from.
I
the
like
hole to
Phil, but I
hateable.
don't love him as
know.
much as everyone does. He's
No.
he's not hateable, but I'm just not a big Phil guy
now
either.
he
All right. So then let's
Well, yeah, I mean he's all thumbs. He's all thumbs. This guy. He's
let's
just
make
all
it.
thumbs.
Let's make the
He's black,
transition
he's
back then to
sunglasses.
football talk. Who is the most hated football player in the league? I know I'm just throwing it out there for the board. Who's the most hated? Who's the douchiest? Who's the person you hate the most? Who plays in the league and you watch him and you're like, oh god, that guy. Any candidates? Or nominate anybody?
I got so many.
Can nominate
I
a
don't
few
have
guys?
that many.
It's not. I can't think of a ton. It doesn't come right to mind.
I can't
Aaron
think of
Rodgers comes to mind.
No
first.
way. Are you serious?
He's. I would
Wait,
love to agree with you. Non-football wise, I've lost it with him, and it's because of how much I love him on the field.
Yep.
I can't possibly imagine being able to throw the football with 2 fingers. But 5 means nothing. He's one of the greatest at the position that's ever held the pigskin.
Of
That's
course
why.
he is. I didn't think we were talking
Fair
about
enough.
that. I thought we were talking
Then
about
fair
complete
enough.
D-bag.
Fair enough. As long as it doesn't bleed into the football side, he's a complete, utterly weird stranger.
Yeah.
At least kept it
Oh, but
safe
he's
to
a
himself.
fantastic football player.
And Damakansu
Anyone
is
that wants to
still
go
in
into
the
the
league.
cave for like 2 weeks,
Oh, here's a good one. Here's a good one coming to you live by
he's going to date a cave woman next.
Tim
I just
Strachan.
figured it out.
Russell Wilson. Now he's certainly he's certainly been a weirdo for quite some
Is
time.
Russell Wilson human? Is he a human being?
I don't know.
Such
He
a
might be
weirdo.
Be honest.
He's a total weirdo. I
Be
mean, Kirk
honest.
Cousins, for that matter, is in the same group. No, Russell Wilson's not a
They
human.
might have come from a different vortex on the same aircraft.
They were stuck in the multiverse and they got dumped here and they're done. They killed their other. There was a Russell Wilson here before this Russell Wilson got here, and I don't know where that guy is. I hope he's okay. Same with Kirk
Broncos
Cousins.
country, let's ride.
Bert Vontae's perfect. Is he? No, Perfect's not still in the league.
No,
Definitely not still in the league.
No, he's not. He's
All right,
not.
hold
still
on.
in the
Most hated. It's got to be somebody super annoying. It's going to be a kicker. Come on, a loudmouth kicker. Where's Peyton Manning?
You know
We
what?
need him.
Ken Harris has just said my guy. The first guy that came to mind when I asked the question was this guy, but I also know that he's not like a terrible guy, but it's where is it? There
Most
it is.
hated NFL player. It's not. I've always had a name that would pop right into my head.
OBJ for Ken Harris.
OBJ.
Yeah, I
He's an
get it.
oddball.
Well, receivers are easy to not. The diva qualities of receivers allow them to be some of the first picked.
Yeah.
But you hear the stuff that he's a decent teammate. Yeah, I get it. I can see that.
Richie Incognito was there for a while, but I think he retired last year.
Yeah.
Correct.
Gritty, dirty offensive lineman, but they're hard to hate.
I
Ultimate.
don't know. Is Cam Newton still in the league?
You're not a Cam
Is
guy?
he on a
He's
roster
trying.
Is it-
anywhere?
He's
he
trying.
claims his fashion sense has kept him from being signed. And by the way,
I believe that.
It-
I know
It's
nothing
not
about
the-
fashion, obviously, and
Not
will
the,
never.
47% completion percent.
Scotty A, by the way, what's up, Scotty A? I don't know that we've welcomed you to the show before. Appreciate you being with
Zach
us.
Wilson's pretty hateable. I'm not gonna lie. He's,
Yep.
you know what? He's the most hateable rookie of the year. That is like he broke up with something with his mom's friend and
Oh, yeah.
and
Might be a MILF hunter.
and then our guy Milne is now dating his ex, she's gorgeous. Dax Milne and him were best friends, roommates at BYU.
Okay.
His girlfriend broke up with Zach Wilson after all the NFL stuff because Zach Wilson boned Zach Wilson's mom's friend, and she found out about it. So she started dating Dax Milne to get back at Zach Wilson. I read all this shit on vacation.
lot.
Work with me. It's over now. That happened.
Yeah.
You'd think with such a gorgeous, exotic girlfriend as Dax Milne that he might have one move on a football field, but he doesn't. He's tough and he can catch the ball. But you'd think he'd have a little wiggle. You know what I mean? Like some
wiggle.
type of, but it's just, he's just very linear. He's my man, DJ Tron.
What about this guy? The A team, Deshaun Watson.
Now I can see where that would be a guy.
I'm not gonna touch that one.
Well,
A lot of people
Maybe
did.
you'd be the first one, right?
Maybe just a pinky? Maybe just up to the second knuckle? Just saying. How many knuckles are you not willing to touch it with?
Oh,
But yeah, he is absolutely in the
hey,
conversation.
sir, nice job. You had he came in with a letter like, I'm allowed to do this, so can you guys just do what you're supposed to do? And I'm supposed to do this. And Cleveland's going to give me $230 million guaranteed for being
Unbelievable.
Forever.
a guaranteed piece of shit. Congratulations. Alleged guaranteed piece of shit.
How about this? Most loved player in the league. And that's not the one who people. I don't want to use the improper technology here.
Technology. Sir, I think MuffCam is state of the art.
Not the people falling over for dumb reasons because they're just like the best, like Patrick Mahomes. I don't think he's the most lovable player in the league.
Now Jackson done ruined it all, baby.
Yeah, he sure has.
Weirdo. I think alleged weirdo.
Allegedly. Who's the
Keith Jackson keeps buzzing me with something every time I say so. I appreciate that, T.
the most loved player by fans for being awesome?
DeMar Hamlin pops into my head first
Of
off.
course. I even think
We all were pulling for DeMar, and God bless. You know, that was, thank God.
and staying on that team. So DeMar's probably one of the best answers, but I think you could say a Josh Allen because he's not. Josh Allen isn't a Patrick Mahomes guy that people are just I think Josh Allen is super lovable.
Except for his playoff performances, they're starting to make him seem just like a real guy, which
true.
is fine.
Yeah.
No, he was everyone's dream.
Well,
I agree.
I
The
think
nerdy
other thing is
Wyoming
he
guy
played for
that didn't
Buffalo,
speak.
and Buffalo is just like a kind of a lovable city.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Nobody hates Buffalo.
I think Aaron Donald's lovable.
I hate their
Yeah.
temperatures, but the people
Correct.
seem to be fantastic.
People. It's all about the people.
It's all about the people. But
Aaron Donald, I'm gonna put him down as lovable. I don't know why. He's destroyed my
a
team
6'1"
Yeah.
nose guard that just mauls dudes that
Yeah.
are 5 inches taller than him with regularity because he's the strongest pound for pound monster that
Yep.
our league has to offer.
I love him so much.
He would, I think, be the scariest guy in the world to be like, "What'd you say?" Like, and just on like, who are you looking at? Like,
You may have misheard me.
Oh boy, oh god.
You may have misheard me. I was actually saying something else about something else.
No, turn off your cell phones. World Star. Does anyone say that anymore?
World
I don't think
Star.
so, but
Just repeating something I heard from Red Donnelly earlier today. I'll give you his number and his address.
I think people still say World Star.
I haven't heard it in a while. I watch a lot of reels, and there's a lot of fisticuffs, and like
I think it's still, yeah. People still say it.
I want the most recent timestamp on a World Star. I think it's been like a year and a half, which in non-millennial years is like 17 years. So
Oh wow, that's a lot of years.
Just think about a dog, and we'll do that. I don't know anything about World Star. I'm glad we're not talking about golf anymore, but we're talking about fighting, and I do love talking about golf, just not that guy.
Yeah.
What the hell else are we going to talk about that's fun? You had something, and I just interrupted you.
Well, I wanted to queue up for next week that we're
You
gonna.
wear a Mickey Mouse golfing shirt.
Maybe that's why we're talking about golf. I didn't even know I was wearing a Mickey Mouse golf shirt.
I did
I'm
not
so on brand.
anticipate.
I'm so on brand.
Where did you get that?
Disney World,
Well,
obviously.
that was a dumb question.
My favorite place in the world that I've been to twice in my life.
It was in a scramble. Goofy, Pluto.
Everybody had one.
I'll be wearing the others at some point in time. But my Mickey Mouse golf shirt is, I don't know, it is Tuesday. So I got to put on something
I've never
fresh.
seen it.
It's fresh. Fresh out the closet after a while.
My Mickey Mouse gear is
Still
always
got the tag on it.
non-existent.
Yeah, well, I might return it. What's up, manner of speaking?
I was gonna say Disney World is probably
Put him up there.
$125.
You are late to the show, but don't worry. You can still hit the like button. No one's going to fault you for that. And no one's going to, hopefully you're already a subscriber. Good to see you this evening. Robert Cohen, the A-Team, Ken Harris, Greg Martin, Scotty A, Manner Speaking, all the guys, the EO, everybody who's here, and all the people who are not just here in spirit, but are just
It makes
just
me so
chilling.
happy. It makes me so happy.
That's what Tuesdays are all
It's
about.
Squad deep, and it's fun as hell, man.
So next week we're going to talk about the away games. Now we're not going to do a draft per se. I mean, we're going to think of a more fun way to do it. And
Yeah, drafting away games is gonna be tough.
no,
That's gonna be a
exactly.
tough one.
Like, but I want to
Philly,
talk
New
about
York,
it.
or Dallas.
I think we
is
need to
tough.
put together a show ranking of the away cities. So that's what we're going to do next week, just in one segment. For other Washington football team news, I thought it was worth mentioning that there was I saw an awesome piece. I think it was mostly on social media. I never really saw it, covered in mainstream stuff. I think some Washington Post guys picked it up. Maybe some radio guys did too. But the district put 110 acres. Maybe you guys did see this. 110 acres of land at Poplar Point. In Anacostia, right across from Nats Park. Now it's 110 acres, and people, that sounds like a lot, but 110 acres goes pretty fast when you're building stadiums and parking lots and those kinds of things.
When it's a little swampy down there.
When it's a tad bit on the swampy side, but
Mushy lands.
it is, and it sits right on top of a metro. There's a green and yellow line there, so you do have that. But it doesn't, people driving, it doesn't necessarily make it easier for a variety of people who are going to the game or not. RFK isn't that far from there. So if you're talking about, if you're living in the DC area on the Maryland, Virginia, or inside the city lines, and you're talking about it's hard to go somewhere, sorry, get in the back of the line. Nowhere's easy to get to. So it's really not an argument about anything anymore. Unless they put it in your backyard, like, are we really going to complain about something because of where it is in terms of easy to drive to?
Equally as easy / hard to get to as Nats Park.
Correct. Which is, by the way,
It's right around the corner.
headache. I mean, it's no fun for us from here, but we're gonna do it. And so, anyways, it's a cool spot. It keeps the city, keeps the team in the city. There's a little bit of development area that they could do there. There's a cool little bridge that would go over the water to to the stadium. I mean, this is
Bridge over troubled waters.
it's a bridge
This is
over
what you're
troubled
describing.
waters. I'm like immediately in love with the idea because it's like, it's the news of the day. It's a competing story to the terrible Fredericksburg, Springfield, way out in Virginia idea that I hate.
Oh, no.
Everybody hates that.
That's you get milked out there. That's not where you go to watch football.
No.
You get what out there?
Milked.
Yeah.
Oh, milk.
Yeah. I got nipples.
Sorry.
I got milk.
I got nipples. Nipples
Greg.
red.
They're saying most things out there get milked.
Yeah. I believe you.
What I mean, now we're just going to go there and take a whole fan base and be like, "Hey,
We got milked. We've been milked for the last
the
20
Redskin
years.
Commanders here. Y'all done milking yet? Or Jesus,
We're milked.
Snyder's a milker. We got to get out of this.
He milked
He's a
us.
milker. He's a milker.
We got no milk left. We no longer produce milk. The by the way, I'm going to put this up on the screen. No one here can answer. Only board answers. We got a new picture in the middle of our new picture in the middle of our set. I've been changing some stuff around because the black and white pictures. No offense to Marvin Gaye, but the black and white pictures get washed out a little bit in the lights, and that's not how I want to celebrate Marvin on a live stream. So I put a picture that had a darker background in, please, on the board, especially I know NES Tecmo, who is chilling with some WCAC folks tonight, needs to be the first one who responds correctly with what that poster is of.
Yes, you'd be a fool to reply that is not the man.
That is not the man. All right, so we'll let that sit out there for a second or two, and I'll leave the comment up until somebody answers it. So stadium-wise, it's awesome. It's awesome news. I don't know if, I hate the idea that it would be too small. I would hate the idea that it's too small because they can't develop enough around it to make the money they want to make around it. Like I hate that. I also hate, I think Jerry Jones is the one who's put out a quote in the last few days in reference not just to our stadium, but to the streaming deals and the flexing deals. And as they come out with that, I think he said something like only 7% of NFL fans have ever even been in the stadium. I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe it is. I mean, I assume.
Well, there's a pandemic that could skew that. You
Sure.
know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Like there's a nice portion of the population that was not traveling to the stadium during that time that we said we knew it. The NFL would be the only. Never. Don't stop. Won't stop. So fine, Jerry. He's got a lot of stats that he could skew.
Yeah, he could skew, but so it's a low number. Even if it's not 7, if it's a little bit more than 7, it's a low number. But like that might be the thinking behind the rules changes that they're making in terms of flexing games. And because if you flex a game on someone who's a season ticket holder, you could possibly be screwing around with the people who are putting the money in your pockets. But now the people that are putting your money in your pockets are the streamers, Peacock and Amazon and CBS and NBC and Fox and ESPN. But if you build your stadiums based on that, then I think you're making a huge mistake. Because if you just send your stadium all the way out to BFE in Virginia, because, hey, who's going to come in? People are going to come.
We're not.
It's just
We're not. Why are you bringing up this? You're way more positive than this. This is
I
crazy.
You're the positive guy.
Yeah, what the shit?
The news today about the DC site has got me up from that spot because I think that the reason why the Virginia stuff is getting traction is because these owners they care about streaming, they care about watching, they care about the TV product. They're not focused on the stadium anymore. And we know that here in our town. So like the new owner has an opportunity, I think, it not just to keep the team in the city, but also to create a new fan experience. But like, how much? I mean, having the Washington football team in Washington has to be worth countless millions or billions of dollars, just because it's cool. It would be they would set up a cool situation in the nation's capital for.
If you think DC is readily and able to embrace what you're saying right now, this is DC. I love it. Some things get done 1,000 times faster than you could possibly imagine. The rest sits.
I know.
At an airport baggage claim. There's no chance. But here's the deal.
I agree. I hope
You're an RFK site guy. Let's keep embracing Minnesota Avenue until we can't anymore. Correct?
I hope that. They're talking about the RFK site being too small.
I know.
I mean, at least this other Poplar Point site
I
is
think
bigger.
you might be right. It's too small, not because of anything to do with football.
Exactly.
I know.
That's the
I know.
problem. That's the
but
problem.
you know what? If the community can if someone can get in there and spearhead this damn thing and make it work, it's going to be, this person will be one of the most beloved people. How about sliding in after Daniel Snyder and being the linchpin to bring the team back inside the district city limits and bringing everyone back home after casting out the evil dispersion that ankles are still dangling somewhere. I just got that feeling that he's listening right now to the show. Like, I never should have done that interview with Ken Maringold. There would never be a Hogs Haven. This podcast would never exist. And how would Red have gotten here for opening night?
No, I mean, we're still just talking in that direction in my basement. Like,
I'm kind of looking in this direction.
You're kind of looking over in this direction.
It's
here.
very bright in here.
It is. We have a new light.
I love it.
Is the light okay?
I love it.
It's the only light going. We have some other lights going on around, but it's day one of the new lighting regime. T's missing out. T would have been lit very, very,
I mean, it's well said. T would have been
advantageously.
No truer words have ever been spoken.
That's a fact. It is a fact. So we said we were going to talk.
Well, there's a balloon right there, T. So it's a balloon of light.
It is. It's a light balloon.
Can you show that balloon of light? Are we allowed to show it?
I think no. Can we?
I don't know.
Let's see here. Let's see. If
Remember
I
last
was
week's
to go-
T-Cam?
There you go.
The T-Cam was off the chain last week.
There it is.
There it is.
Balloon of light.
Balloon of light is a big lantern light. You saw it here first. Well, it's just a lantern. It's a little bit of a light.
A little perspective. We showed up here, 8 years ago? There was 2 PA mics and
It's red.
And
A little
Ken threw-
extreme close up. Extreme close up. I mean, we're just a
Why are you doing this to me? I don't look that good.
little bit of a double screen. We got to put one over on
That's
here. Look at that.
No,
That's
no.
a crazy,
That's
crazy
a
huge
lot of
thing.
baseball. That's a lot of baseball in that face right there.
Coming
and whiskey.
around, you get a sense of what's going on here. Hopefully, I don't show any passwords.
And back.
There we go.
I think that's the coolest toy that you have so far. It's my number 1 seed. If I could just take that.
What's your number 2 seed on his list
Don't
of
ask
toys?
him about number
Muff
twos.
Cam, Muff
No
Cam.
number twos.
So it's
okay.
T-Cam and Muff Cam are my 2 favorite new toys.
We're just scratching the surface on things that we can figure out how to do.
I don't think you should ever say scratch the
Yeah.
surface on Muff Cam, to be fair.
We're scratching the Muff Cam surface. We're gonna figure some
He
stuff
said
out.
it. He went ahead, he listened to what I said,
I know.
and he said it anyways.
I
dig it.
It was
I dig
voluntary.
that.
Voluntary. It does. It is. It's Ken Harris thinks it looks like the balloon from China, but to be fair,
Who knows?
We
Where it
haven't
came
popped
from.
it yet.
I mean, I would bet dollars to donuts it was probably made in China. I mean, at this point in time, everything is. So I don't know. It doesn't have any. It has a regular name, but we'll see. And who knows? He has a regular name too. I don't know anything about where this guy's from.
Yeah, and no one said a damn thing when I called him young baloney earlier. It's just no one even said a word.
I've been called much worse.
No, it wasn't. It was it's kind of complimentary. Like
Young baloney.
If you get a nickname on night 1, it means thanks for being here. Thanks for doing it. Typically, we would never let someone sit there.
No, yeah, no, of course not. There's only you or Benjamin. I mean, Benjamin's sitting right behind you, and he's kind of watching it the whole time. But he's.
I've gotten to know Benjamin very well.
You haven't even looked behind
Over the
you one
years.
single time. So you're
Well, I
clearly
know
you're
he's not
comfortable.
going to, try and molest me. So
Well, Greg Martin
You-
says we
you
couldn't
don't
see the
know
tremendous
Benjamin
height.
at
on
all.
he's
that
got his left
flip
arm
up.
out right now.
The flip up on who? The height of the flip up on who? Because there's 2 flip ups here. I assume you might be talking maybe about the flip up on this side as opposed to
I've been
the flip up on this side.
honestly, I it's probably me. I've been sitting downwind all day. I was on 495 with the windows down.
Oh, yeah.
I got a lot working up here, but you know what? I don't care.
No, you look fantastic.
I
Voluntarily.
As always.
And I say that voluntarily.
Care.
Oh, you don't look like you don't care. You
care.
don't look like you don't care.
No, about
I want to play some of these clips, but I'm not going to be able to. But we're going to get to that because I was listening to a couple of. I listened to the first ever sit down with me, you, Strachan, Kevin McClinton, and Darren McClinton. The 5 of us for the first time. It was probably it was rather late at night, and it was.
Do you mind if I ask you what you were doing? And was the big light balloon from China here?
I'm looking at some of these start times of recordings, and if we started at 10:30 or 10:55 p.m., there was a show called To Kevin. I know that was probably T and I on a night that Kevin wasn't there, or it could have been the one.
It was
where
a Dear John letter in video form.
anytime you
Dear
start there
Kevin.
at 10:55 in the evening, 11:11. 11:11.
By the
PM.
time we hit this ball, you'll be gone.
Those were some late nights. Anyways, getting back to the show, we talked a little bit. We talked last week about doing a TV theme song draft. Okay, so we've done it before, and I wanted to throw a couple of questions out to you guys
We
and the
have?
board. Well, we've done the discussion before in a previous iteration of the
I
show.
don't think I was here for that.
I think we just talked about a ranking. I don't think we ever did a draft. I think it was just like a random topic. I mean, we've been in this basement for quite a number of years.
We haven't left.
We haven't left.
There's no reason to.
Doors are locked.
Can't we just bring everybody here?
We can bring everybody here.
Like this has commune
you
written
can come
all
in,
over
you can't
it.
leave.
Yes,
That's
this
the
has
problem.
Waco. This is some jammies and some freaking fresh Nikes, and we'll all wear.
All
it.
you need is some jammies. Jammies solves everything. Everyone knows that.
I know, but those weird ass Nikes. I'm not. I'm going Air Max, some J's. Like if we're all going to be wearing them, it's not going to be the Air Jesuses
Okay.
or any New Balance.
No Air Force.
Yeah, there could be.
It's gotta be an Air Force.
As long as they're all wearing, there could be some fresh ass Air Force. Some ones.
Ones. Okay.
Yeah. No, just the old school Air Force ones in a design that we all approve of. We can design our own. And if we're going to be a commune down here,
Okay, so T says that I played
Yeah, we
theme
gotta
songs,
find some wives.
and you
We
and
gotta-
him had to guess. So that was back in the day when we could actually do.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
T's research tonight has been spot on.
He's pretty much just crushing it. Let's see here.
Maybe we'd all be better sober.
Do you have the search bar
The search bar for what?
Nah,
on the
it's not
bottom
true.
side of your phone?
The
Sir,
search-
don't be inspecting each other's search
What are you
bars.
talking about?
T.
I don't understand what you're saying. All I can say is what I'm gonna cue some things up here. Not Brian Adams, Heaven. Live.
Help. He said Brian Adams Heaven. Oh no, I'm having
Not
a great
again.
I'm having a normally great night.
Don't make it.
What are you supposed to do? You put a
Okay.
straw. I
Oh,
think
you
I'm supposed to put
you
a
don't like your
straw
search
in
bar
my
down on the bottom?
two straws.
No, it's up top. 100%.
Two straws in my drink. should
that's-
Is your
signify
search bar up top or at the bottom?
that I need help here? Because no one's paying attention and it's getting super creepy.
What are we gonna do? Kevin, you're gonna go first. You get the first pick this year.
Sorry.
The first. Were you gonna write a note, like a message in a bottle, and just throw it in over
It
the?
did
into the
say
ocean?
SOS. I'm not sure how the rest was going to transpire. There was
Get
a
here as fast as you can, T. All right.
Okay.
Name that theme song, and I'm pretty sure we were lit. Says T. Strachan. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember that at all, or I don't remember going that way at all. He's going first. I'm going second. You're going third. We're gonna wrap it around. Just your Tuesday night reach around draft. Let's go. Kevin, go
well.
ahead.
If we're going Tuesday night reach around, that changes everything. Okay, Schlemiel, Schlema. No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. All right, my number one pick.
Number one pick. So we're doing TV theme songs.
TV theme songs.
Now, can we do just a quick
Yes.
pre-draft
Yeah, sure.
show?
Sure.
On our pre-draft show, we're gonna
Sure.
ask the question because I thought about this as we were talking about Brooksy and NFL players.
So, something
Most
boring as
annoying,
shit?
most frustrating, least favorite TV theme song of all time. Does that come immediately to mind for anybody? Does anyone have one that you just freaking hate? Anyone on the board?
No.
TV theme song that you're just out on.
See, if I did, I would not get that deep into the hate.
Yeah. Okay.
I like to really, really wait to hate something proper.
Yep.
I don't like to spread my hatred around. I like to really hammer down on something. after,
Understood.
like-
Understood.
So if I hated it, I just would have gotten rid of it. But I'm sure that you're going to tell me multiple ones that I hate. I don't know them.
Well, I don't know.
No,
if
no.
there's-
Off the top of my head, like I didn't know who the most hated NFL player is right now. I've known that my whole life. At least I had some guesses.
Your whole life. Yeah, I know. There's so many guys that come right to mind that you hate.
Well, it was usually everyone from Philadelphia, Dallas,
Yep.
and the Giants. Like Harry Carson, not a guy that typical people would hate. I hated what he did because he did it for like 17, 13 years, whatever he did
Yep.
against us and interrupted our paths to more titles. That's it. Now I'm old enough to understand that old Harry Carson, he was just trying to support his family, taking vicious head hit after vicious head hit. Are you scrolling through hated TV theme
Well,
songs?
I don't
Greg
know.
Martin says Friends.
Friends, The
I love
Office.
Friends.
The Office. I mean, I've heard it.
See,
I'm just not a
10
friends.
million
I'm just not a
times.
friends guy at
Yeah,
any level. So
I
at the
understand.
beginning of it always reminded me to turn that shit right away. So I apologize.
Yeah.
I love Friends. I will defend
I
them
get
to the
it.
death.
But as you should.
I
To
also
each
get
their own.
it's not.
I
for
know why
everybody.
people like it. I'd rather not watch it.
Yeah,
That's all.
understood. Understood.
Yeah. Did you guys
I-
ever buy the Rembrandt CD?
No, but I want to say they gave those CDs out at like coffee shops
Yeah.
for a couple of years when it first came out.
I'm totally out on this conversation. So no idea what Rembrandt CD is, and
The Rembrandts were the,
The
band that
Rembrandts
sung the song.
The Friends.
But-
Well, they can go f themselves because
I'm pretty sure they did.
I love you, Rembrandts.
I bet
You did great.
Yeah, great job,
You
Rembrandt.
did
Oh, you guys
it.
are the best.
You
I
crushed
totally
it.
loved it.
Making money for the rest of your life on a stupid song that you probably wrote 5 verses for, and no one's ever gonna know except for one verse.
Correct.
But whatever. Which also reminds me, it makes me think of biggest bands to do a TV theme song. I know I'm just kind of stretching things out here, but it made me think. Bare Naked Ladies, obviously. did the big
Caramello
one.
comes right to mind.
Caramello.
Yeah, stretch it out.
Big Bare Naked Ladies did Big Bang
Big
Theory.
Bang Theory.
Primus.
And I love the Bare Naked Ladies, but
Primus does South Park. Primus not like a not a household name by any stretch.
It's like,
but you heard of them.
very gory. They're
Yes.
very gory. Primus.
They're very gory.
But
I can't think of. I mean, I can't think of. I got it. Bobby McFerrin, who is.
Don't worry, be happy, Bobby McFerrin.
Yes, don't worry, be happy. Bobby McFerrin did the theme song for the Cosby Show for a couple of years. I know, but
He's a talented musician, but
I know.
between the Cosby Show and Don't Worry, Be Happy, I feel sick to my stomach right now.
But maybe the best was did you guys? I know you probably you're a little bit. We're a little young, but when I was probably in grade school, there was a show, a Vietnam show called Tour of Duty. It was on network TV, and their theme song was "Painted Black" by Rolling Stones.
Are you sure it was
Vietnam
Tour of Duty?
show?
It wasn't.
Yes.
It wasn't China Beach.
Tour of Duty.
In my head, that was China Beach.
Okay, board corrected me on this. I
don't know.
I think it's Tour of
But
Duty.
Dana Delaney was in China Beach, and I remember Dana Delaney, and I always thought I knew the intro because it was Painted Black. But I think you're probably right. But then I want to know what China Beach's theme song is.
I want to know.
Because it reminds me of Dana Delaney in the late 80s.
I actually think Dana Delaney played a role on Tour of Duty. I think she played the girlfriend of Zeke.
So why do I think it's China Beach? Now, that's very...
Yes.
No.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
That's how
my Fresh Prince.
yeah.
French Prince. You have to have that in the mix.
Yeah, of
You have to respect that could be in the top 20 theme songs.
Without a doubt, and that's a big name. Because I was it made me think of like James Bond movies where they always get like some big name person to sing the
Beatles.
title song.
Yeah.
But like
Live and
for
Let Die.
the greatest TV theme songs are mostly like jingle writers and studio people, and for the most part, except for all these ones that we're mentioning that are like legit big name. Greg Martin brings up the classical Wonder Years, right? Jim
Yes.
Croce.
And there's one more.
Not Jim Croce. Did I get that
Amanda
right?
Bynes and the girl from 90210. And it was covered by, I think, the Rolling Stones. It was called
Amanda Bynes.
Amanda Bynes.
Yeah.
Amanda
This
Bynes.
is way back. I think this is the Stones. It was somebody help me on the board. Crazy ass Amanda Bynes. Sorry. God,
Yeah, of course.
And another, there was a show. I'll stand by.
Was it I guess an hour long? Yeah, you look it up. We're getting
The Wonder Years. Yeah, that's a good pull.
that jumped into my head right away.
that's a good
I
pull.
actually was
Would
doing
you
it in our
do-
list, and I scratched it because it wasn't
Yeah.
really a theme song. It was way too cool.
yeah.
But it's going to cause me this. Well, no. Your question was right. No,
And
your question was
also
right.
Ted Lasso's theme song is Mumford and Sons.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're pretty big.
He appeared. What's his? Who's
The video. The
Yeah,
video.
yeah, the video.
It's Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah, correct.
Ed Helms.
Yeah.
Will Forte.
So they know that.
And Jason Bateman. Is it China Beach?
No.
Oh, sorry.
What I Like About You.
Okay.
By the Ramones.
The Ramones.
The show is called What I Like About You with Amanda Bynes. Mm-hmm. In 2002 to 2006. I don't know where this came from, but what a great song. So yes, I was just trying to jump into the fray there. And yes, shout out.
Let me put these on just so I make sure I'm not broadcasting any random.
Sir, if the Muff Cam has audio, I resign.
The Muff Cam, by the way, is more mics than we do. The Muff Cam has like 5. It's like stereo mics.
I've heard a steady gurgle. So
It's a steady gurgle. Anyone else? We got I don't know, bosom buddies.
I wish I
Say the Bosom Buddies.
I heard that. I heard
can't
it.
think. I can't think off the top of my head of any
That's
big
Tom Hanks, by the way.
theme songs that are written and or performed by
Sure.
top of the line people. I think it's more of a thing of like in recent times, because the greatest theme songs that I would draft would be ones that were written by people you have no idea who they are.
Right.
Dude, Dana Delaney is in China Beach.
She is in China Beach, but I think Painted Black was Tour of Duty.
I think you're right.
But I also think Dana
I hope
Delaney
you're
was
right.
in Tour of Duty. I think she played a character in Tour
She's
of
very
Duty.
talented.
She was great in Cliffhanger, I believe.
So-
it was.
And I think I just heard this today. I don't know if
Underrated
anybody.
movie, by the way.
So the guy who wrote the theme song to Scrubs You ever watch Scrubs?
I started out, I didn't finish it, but I'm going to get back to it because I think it's worth it.
I'm pretty sure his name is Colin Hay. Do you know who Colin Hay is? Or what band he performed with?
Colin Hay?
Colin Hay.
For what show?
Scrubs.
Live.
Men Down Under.
Oh, okay.
He was
equivalent.
There's a Netflix special of Colin Hay from Men Down Under, and he wrote the theme song to Scrubs.
I can't believe we didn't get this. Sanford and Son was Quincy Jones.
I do know he wrote it in 20 minutes, and I didn't think we were supposed to say that. I didn't think we were supposed to say because Quincy Jones isn't such a tremendous band. He's a producer.
Yep.
He wrote it in 20 minutes. His father had just passed. He's a musical genius. He had 9,000 people coming at him, and he was like, I owe Red Fox this.
Yeah.
He said he wrote the harmonica. He brought some dude off the street that played he played the harmonica the way he played the harmonica. He said it sounded like Fred Sanford acted.
Yeah.
Like Red Fox acted. He said, "Don't it sound like Red?" I love it. I love it. I love it. I've heard Quincy Jones talk about it. Sanford and Son theme song.
It's that. By the way, that's a
broke my
draftable.
heart.
That's a top 10. Well,
I think it's my number one.
Well, you're drafting number one.
Well, I haven't made my selection yet.
You want to take him?
You're not going to force my hand with your technique, right? To squeeze
All right.
out
So
my number
one last TV theme song question before you go first, because I like to stretch this
I have
out.
7 number ones, by the way.
Is there a TV theme song? So it's a double-sided question for anyone on the board who wants to take a look at it from
I think
either
that
end.
means 2 questions, Ken.
A theme song that's better because you love the show, but or a TV theme song that if the show was any good at all, that theme song would be an all-time great theme song. Like, I don't know. I'm the kind of guy who's definitely watched shows that didn't make it. I've invested in a season or 2 seasons of a show, and then all of a sudden it's gone, and you're like, God damn it, I can't believe that show's canceled.
I cancel shows before they get canceled.
All right, so
My ADD.
I agree with you.
My wife is like, "What the? I like this one." I'm like, "I set it on
I'm out.
fire.
I'm out.
I'm done.
Yep.
It's out of my life
hereby
forever.
have nothing to do with it ever again. Done."
you know what? And I know I'm naming another one that is going to be on everyone's list and certainly on mine, but I can't do what we just did without saying Frank Sinatra sang the theme song for Married with Children. It's Frank. He's freaking Frank.
I mean, it's his song.
It's his song. That's right. They took his
I'm
song
not.
and they made it.
Yeah, just explain that he didn't sit there with Peg and Al.
He was like, By the way,
although that would have been the best if he.
this week, so like
It would have been Peg and Frank. at
I'll
that
give
point.
Greg Martin credit. His wife reads these tabloid magazines, and so Greg will. They have like a page of.
He's got insider knowledge.
He's got insider knowledge. He's like, I get some of my entertainment news I get from Greg because he'll say like there's like these ridiculous terrible things that they'll write. They'll say like, this A-list quarterback is cheating on his girlfriend and she doesn't care because she likes the lifestyle. But they won't tell you who it is necessarily. You just kind of have to guess. But they'll
Zach
give you
Wilson.
clues.
It's
It's
totally
either
Zach Wilson.
or Joe Burrow or Josh Allen or
any of the other 24-year-olds.
Yes. What's up, Shark? I'm trying to think of where I was going with that. Help me out.
I would love to punt it so you could wave for a fair catch.
No.
But I don't. I'm like, I have 10 seconds. I'm like Dora, and I've had 10-second.
Yeah.
The
Ellen DeGeneres.
You can't. Okay, no one's going to help me out. I don't know where I was going for that.
I don't know where we were.
We're
as a
talking
whole,
about
as a
great
team.
theme songs that
I know,
were written
then you
by
went
Frank Sinatra.
No, you're talking about great theme songs that if you like the show better, that
Yep.
you wish the theme song was better, or vice versa.
I got pulled aside because I was reading a couple comments, and that's my fault. I derailed myself.
I want to read the comments.
I derailed myself.
I like to
Let's
read
see.
the comments.
We got Robert Cohen. Suicide is painless on MASH. It's
Yeah,
true. It's
yeah,
true.
that was everywhere, but just not a fun topic.
Oh, I know why. The gossip thing. Okay, so anyways, just to wrap it up, the gossip thing from Greg Martin.
Greg Martin.
Yes. All right, so this week's one, I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's long, but I got it from him this week, and it was all about, it was like this A-list actor who's had 2 all-time great TV hits, which is unheard of.
And one boob job, only on one boob.
No, he's an actor.
Oh,
That's impressive.
And it talked about the on-set lifestyle of this particular show. So he was he hit it big with 2 shows. On the first show, that's older, they would have auditions for actresses to appear on the show, and these auditions would be on Thursday. They called it Audition Thursday, and the male actors on the job. Oh, this 100% happened, and these girls would audition, and they would be in front of these guys who would be drinking, and they would get jobs on the show for auditioning in bikinis and saying their lines. This was a thing in the 80s and 90s, apparently. And
Saved
no
by
one
the
knew
Bell?
who it was.
Rhett, how the shit do you think T and I got here?
Oh,
Took your
good.
pants off and
You shoot. This basement was
You know the
alive.
rest.
got
This
evaluated.
basement was alive. That's why. Why do you think there's a muff cam? But then it went on to say that it gave all this other gossip
Never
about
should
other people
let
on the
you
show.
insert that microchip.
Ed O'Neill. It was all about Ed O'Neill and how his
Dirty?
that
He's dirty?
that Married with Children was just a filthy production set where they were just totally.
Oh, I'm sorry that David Faustino, as the youngest, smallest kid, was the creepiest grime ball of all time. If that didn't set everyone off down that thought of thinking, then you dropped Christina Applegate, and then Peg Bundy as the mom. Like
They basically said
Ed O'Neill
that
had nothing to do with shit.
they basically said that Ed O'Neill and David
was surrounded by Phil.
Faustino split the actresses that came on the show at the
God.
age of 25. So David Faustino got everyone under 25, and Ed O'Neill got everyone over 25, and that Katie Segal and Ed O'Neill like plotted against the actress who played, what was her name, Darcy.
Yes.
Like
Yes,
no one
the
liked
neighbor-
her
Yeah, well, she seemed.
in real life. No one liked her.
Oh God, she seemed like a.
They would
annoying
like
as
plot
shit.
against her.
Her voice was annoying.
Yes.
Everything.
Yes.
You can't act that well on that B-rated sitcom.
No,
and not
you
be
can't.
annoying as balls.
So, anyways, that's our Married with Children.
All right.
Let's see. We'll give Greg Martin one more here before we go to it. If the Muff
Are
can
we
can
gonna,
talk.
we're gonna have to do this because here's the thing.
Let's go.
They're all gonna get sung by you tonight. Is what I was told on email form.
Well, they're not going to necessarily get sung. So as we go through, I'm going to be Johnny on the
What
spot.
are you gonna hum them?
No, I got
Should we
I got
hum
them pulled
them?
up. Well, you can hum them, but you get to go first, and you get to give me 10 seconds to get it up.
To get it
Oh
up.
Jesus
On the show.
Christ!
Okay.
Number 1 in the green room, being called to the stage is
There's so many. And I'm just gonna go ahead and WKRP with Lonnie Anderson is my first answer because I really enjoyed that theme song. Great show. Nice job out there,
I think that
Lonnie.
show holds up.
Great job out there, Lonnie. WKRP in Cincinnati.
I think the show totally holds up.
Rhett,
What are we talking about?
I know, and I'm glad you're here because all you need to Google is not WKRP. It's LONI. Nothing else will happen besides what you need to happen.
So what you're saying is you've never seen WKRP in Cincinnati.
It's a great theme song.
By the way, it was almost before us, really.
It was
In terms of like a network show.
We were caught up to it.
Apparently, YouTube has never heard of.
That's not
Hey,
true.
take it
Here
easy
we go.
because
There we go. Let's get it on.
don't disrespect
What is
don't disrespect Lonnie. You can't.
Here we go. The folks at home are getting a shot of
WKRP. in
WKRP.
Cincinnati. I wish I could hear it.
I'm living on the air in Cincinnati.
All right, so
Cincinnati,
I'm going to switch up the order, and you're going to go second.
Not kind of tired of packing and unpacking.
Put it up. What do you
Our
got?
boards are.
Town to town, up and down.
No one's gonna take
Never meant to be.
Fresh Prince.
Just maybe think of me once in a
That is
while.
a 1-1.
Can't argue it.
If you weren't singing this song back in the 90s,
Heading up that highway, leaving
have
you
television.
I was singing.
behind.
Yes.
Hardest thing
I was singing.
ever had to do.
I can't believe there's a nightmare on my
Heart
street.
too,
Like the
but
whole
baby,
CD
pay
was.
no mind. The price for finding me was
What
losing
did his parents
you.
don't understand?
Memories
It was awesome. And I loved it all.
All right, let's see. People are hearing my third pick overall.
What you got?
The 18. By the way, we're going super old school. This, by the way, this version. Anyone not hear the 18 theme song?
B.A. Baracus, Mr. T. Are you familiar with Mr. T? Rhett?
Yeah.
Let me know if you guys can hear this. If you can't hear it, then it's kind of
Metaphysically, does Mr. T arouse you? Metaphysically.
The guy has never aroused me.
Yet.
So I guess I'm going to give. Let's see. Who am I going to give? I'm going to give the fourth pick of this draft to someone who's been on the board. Yes.
That's it, but let it go.
In 1972, a crack commando team was convicted of a crime they didn't commit. It was convicted of a crime they did not commit by a military court. These men promptly escaped to the Los Angeles underground. Today,
Where are they?
Today, still wanted by the government.
Yes.
They survive as soldiers of fortune.
Soldiers of, I don't know it.
If you have a problem, if you have a problem, if no one else can help, maybe you can hire the A team, something like that.
The guy's name is Dirk Benedict. Oh, and there's Mr. T.
Mm-hmm.
Shark, what do you got? You're up. Number 4. You get to draft for the board. Shark drafts Community.
Wow.
Is everyone here a Community fan?
I like Community. I couldn't tell you what the theme song was, but that's no. But like Rhett has never heard the A Team or WKRP in Cincinnati. This draft is not meant for ears that have lived that long. As everyone, there's 19 theme songs being played down here right now. You guys don't understand. We have a small studio audience that Ken pays. Tithes.
It's all about tithing. So we got all right. So it's going to come back.
Sounds fantastic.
It's going to come back to me. I don't know. It's a tough one because it's just a bogey-rich environment in terms of what's left over here after the top 4.
I don't know what you're saying. It's Shark's pick, though, right?
He gets to pick 2.
Yes, good. So we're all.
Well, how much of a TV does it have to be a sitcom? Does it have
So
to
Shark,
be
you're up for a second pick. You want Community?
It's a
and it comes
TV
back
show.
to you.
TV theme song is what I was
Can
told.
it be any sort of production that has a theme song?
So here's where
associated
T-Strack would be so proud of you right now. At this
Because
particular
we're
moment,
lawyers.
he would lawyer the shit out of
Correct.
lawyering the shit out of something. And here's what I'm going to say. As a bartender, I require you to do whatever the fuck you want at this particular moment. Whatever you think is the right,
whatever the fuck I want right now.
and you can. And you know what? This is a safe place to do that.
Totally
How to
safe
kill
place.
all mosquitoes in the
Safe place I
area
have.
in 90 seconds.
All right, so we're getting we're getting feedback that the
Talk to me in 8 years.
what were the top 4?
my safe space.
Top 4. First overall pick was
WKRP. and Lonnie
WKRP in
Anderson.
Cincinnati. Second
Lonnie
overall
Anderson.
pick was
Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
that is correct. Absolutely. Third overall pick was 18. Fourth overall pick was
Community.
and now we're snaking back. Shark gets the first pick in the second round. We're waiting for that.
The Shark. Sharks.
Oh, we got a thumbs down. We got a thumbs down for the sound. Maybe we got a thumbs down for our picks. I'm not sure.
Maybe it's because everyone keeps saying boner relentlessly.
It's true.
Pre-show.
No one likes to get a thumbs down though.
know.
It stands out like a sore downward thumb.
But you know what? The more money, the more problems, Ken.
You better believe it. All right, so maybe because we're not talking about voluntary workouts, well, that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to Minnesota Vikings Shark here, and we're gonna skip past him, and I'm going to go straight to really what is ultimately one of my all-time favorites, and I love to show off with it. It's Welcome Back, Kotter. I just love it.
All right.
I love it. I love it so much. I played it. I'm not going to play it right now because I'm
Welcome
afraid I'll
back,
play the
welcome back,
video or audio over us.
back.
Yes.
Yeah, you need them a
The
lot.
thumbs up are coming in
Got
to
'em
bat
on
down
the
that
spot.
thumbs down.
So that was
you
my
guys.
decision between my first pick was WKRP and Welcome Back,
Yeah.
Kotter. I believe this gentleman actually hit number 1 on the charts for Welcome Back.
Absolutely.
Welcome Back.
Without a doubt.
So it was a kind of a, splash down. I did Welcome Back, Kotter.
Let me just say this to the person who gave us a thumbs down. You can still click on that thumbs down.
So, let's
You
not
don't have to
focus
take
on
it right
the
off.
thumbs down.
It's up to you. You're up.
So this is kind of where I was going with this. Does it have to be a sitcom theme song, or can it just be a
What, did
regular
we
production?
just have this
It's a TV
conversation?
show,
And
dude.
you're
A
a bartender,
TV
and I'm
show.
going to go with.
You're a grown
TV
man.
And
show.
honestly, this
You're a
would
grown
be
man.
this should be one
Throw your
basement.
red
round
sack
one.
on the table.
Pick one.
Throw your sack on the muff cam. Do it.
You won't do it.
It is
Do it.
the Masters theme song.
Ooh, that's a TV show, and I
it is.
love that's thinking
It's a good
outside the
pick.
box. Can you
Just-
hum it
I
for us?
respect it.
Just I that would be a disservice to everybody. Just the
No.
piano and
Okay.
the orchestra
In
behind
the theme
it.
of
It's
us
just
mastering.
I want to fall.
Let me see if I
asleep.
can get it. Now,
I
no
want
one.
to fall asleep to that every single night because it's so
Hold on.
beautiful.
I'm playing it right now, and no one's gonna be able to hear you for a second. But I want everyone to hear it.
I love that you want everyone to be included, Ken, but I can't hear shit.
No, you can't. And by the way, it is Tickling the Ivory special. Just so you know, I turned it off. Kevin, you get to go twice.
Good. My first pick is Sanford and Son.
Okay. I love it.
Well, it was going to be my first pick, but Quincy Jones,
I understand.
Red Fox, and do you know my favorite? I made this the first day Ken interviewed me for the gig. I told him who my favorite actor was of all time, and it was a character on Sanford and Son. And do you remember that? And can you tell me what his name is?
It was it
If you say the
George?
wrong- you're done.
It's George.
Nope.
Okay. I'm out.
It's Grady, bro. It's always been Grady.
Okay.
The first time we met, I said Grady within 20 words. I got another pick, and it's going to be Scooby-Doo. Scooby, M
That's
to the
Scooby.
F plus the ING, do.
I love it. I love it. And that comes back to you, Rhett.
I'm actually surprised that this has not been selected, and it's
There's a
the
ton
Cheers
left.
The Cheers
Yeah,
theme
so
song.
I was right there with it,
Yeah,
to be honest. But
honestly, it's the Cheers theme
it
song.
became that old, the age old. What's it
And to
going to
be
be?
honest with you-
The Scooby Doo or the knocking her back?
I have never seen an episode of Cheers.
What?
Ever
It
seen an
almost
episode
means you
of
can't.
Cheers.
It almost means your vote, your
But-
endorsement of their theme
The
song.
lack of
means
grays
less.
in my vision suggested he ain't lying.
But that song is a all-time theme song for me.
Wouldn't you like to get away? That's
But
my
I mean,
favorite part.
It's every bar you walk into that you think, I got my
The good
Cheers-
ones.
I have my Cheers bar.
And go ahead. I know what your Cheers bar is.
It's Four
The
Corners
Four
Pub.
Corners Pub.
Yep, the pub.
It's been
Silver
a
Spring.
lot. It's been a lot.
Yep.
Well, you
But
guys.
everybody thinks that they have the Cheers bar, and that theme song just resonates.
Do they have Cliff Clavin and George Wendt
do.
together in synchrosity with Coach?
Synchronicity.
I don't know what that means.
All I can say is I can't believe you guys left me the Jeffersons.
Yep.
So
Because it was a first round. Oh, it had a first round grade on my board.
there's two. I have four first round grades left. And by the way,
Yep.
it's a great one.
It's an all time great.
Well, it's always been an all-time grade.
It is. It is.
Beans?
That should be, well,
Don't burn on the grill. Took a whole lot. Like we could go all day. Trying to get up there.
no.
I knew everyone promised me that we would. Everyone's like, "You guys really gonna sing these things tonight?" And I'm like, "Totally. We sing like angels."
Fish don't fry on the grill. Beans don't burn on the grill.
So what do you got?
That's so I guess I get to come back. I'm gonna come back, and I mean, So I'm gonna go with a modern pick for my last pick. A modern pick for my last pick.
Modern pick.
For the absolute best TV show I've ever seen in my entire life. Game of Thrones. The music to Game of Thrones absolutely is iconic. It is an amazing theme song. There's a part of me that wants to do some of the cutting room floor leftover. This is a short draft. There's a ton of great songs that I know every single word to, and yet I get up for the Game of Thrones theme song. All right, so I'm sorry. If the Muff Cam could talk.
Oh, yeah.
Rhett, last pick.
Well, I got a lot left. Full House, Happy Days.
You can't go. You can't. This isn't cutting room floor stuff. This is name your pick.
All right.
Don't you know what? Actually, you know what? Your serving teas function just great.
Yeah.
He likes to throw out every single name
That's
possible.
for you, T.
Yes.
If I
Like,
have,
give me one thing, and he'd be like, "Well, these 5."
you know what
other
I'm going to go with?
things." What do you got?
G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe.
American hero.
Were you? Did we line that up so you could be the soprano in that one?
Joe was there.
I don't think it was ever sung in a soprano, by the way, ever.
I'm going to say this.
Ever.
Sung softly.
That was
did.
softly.
It
And
was
soprano.
so softly in soprano. It was
After the soprano, woke up this morning.
Lady J has a deeper
got
voice than that.
myself a soprano.
Got myself a soprano. Lady J has a way deeper voice. The Scarlet, by the way, has a way deeper voice than that. Where are you at? Destro?
G.I. Joe.
Destro has a higher voice than that, though, as it works out.
G.I. Joe.
All right, Kev, finish us off.
God, I don't want to be the finisher.
You're the
So
finisher.
messy. There's like 20, but I narrowed it down to 10. So I have like 10 left, but God damn it. No one's going to like that one. That's going to have to be the other one. Oh, man. I already said that one. All right. You have to name it, though. Mm-hmm. You have no chance.
Law and Order SVU.
No chance.
Dun,
Nope.
dun,
All right, let's
I've
go.
never,
Dun,
I've
dun,
never
dun,
watched
dun.
one episode.
I'm bringing in my headphones deep.
I mean, the horn is to say
Bonanza. No, Dragnet.
You're 0 for 2.
Get smart.
I
don't know why I'm not
bored.
doing
Bored.
this.
We all know it.
I know
Not
the song.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Give me the actor. Give me an
I love
actor.
this show. I was a youngster. I don't know why I loved it so much. Weird show. Great show.
Not Get Smart, obviously, because he said that, but give me a hint.
2 divorced men.
Odd Couple. Oh, man. That was not in my wheelhouse. That was not in my wheelhouse. I know the show.
It's the most recognizable
The Odd Couple
theme song
was nailed.
Ken
that
Harris
I
got
have
it.
ever.
Robert
ever.
Cohen, too.
Thank
Robert
you,
Cohen
Ken.
got it.
When I was young, I just loved it. It was the sloppy smoker with the they were both recently divorced, living in New York City. What a weird premise at that era.
All right, everyone
bless
gets.
those
Everybody
guys.
gets. By the way,
I
I
love
love
that shit.
I love everyone's coming to our defense with their thumbs up. Everybody gets a undrafted free agent, and I get to go first because I'm going to pick one you guys aren't going to pick.
Everyone gets one.
"Perfect Strangers" is a song that I love.
Cousin
Balky and
Larry. Balky Bartokamus? You're in?
Thank God I know one thing that you guys are talking about.
Balky
Balky and Larry.
Takamoose.
Cousin Laddie.
My mom let me watch a little bit of that show.
Standing tall. Rhett, you go next.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
I have it on here, and I'm glad you
Just
said
don't,
it.
yeah, don't,
All right.
yeah.
No, it's fair.
Nothing else needs to be said. It is a
Understood.
weird but hilarious and fantastic show that my kids now watch.
Kev?
Look at me now, I'm
walking
walking
on
on
air.
air. I never thought I could feel so free. Riding away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? When I was
Believe it
young,
or not.
holy moly,
It's just me.
man.
You saw that, right?
I know the theme song.
You know the theme song. Greatest American Hero.
Greatest American.
A weird
Greatest theme song.
70s
It really is.
show.
But there's 3 that we haven't touched on.
All right,
Can
so
you sing it?
I know this one. How about this one? This is
Yeah,
the one that
go.
I have as
Can you sing it, Red?
as somebody knows in my circle of people who drive around with me. There's I have my truck, the Avalanche, has 2,000 songs downloaded on it.
It's a downloaded vehicle.
Downloaded vehicle, and there's a ton of TV theme songs.
No, this is just to get us out of here.
Ton of TV theme songs, and one starts like this. Hold on. I get
Don't
this-
stop doing hot breath
This is
into the
behind the
microphone.
scenes material.
In
right
excess. In excess.
in excess, really.
I thought that's what you were about to do.
It's sung in a way more. You know what? Actually, I was going to say it's sung in a sultry voice. So, Rhett, actually, your voice is perfect for this. For this
No one's
song.
ever said that.
If you can just raise it all the way to the top.
T-Bird.
But there was a show about a male live-in nanny.
Perfect.
By the way, there's 2 shows that I could be talking about, and both of them have great theme songs.
Sure.
But only one of them had Nicole Eggert. Are you familiar with Nicole Eggert?
Is she still with us?
Charles in charge.
And
Of-
we've got Charles in charge of our days and our nights. It was Scott Baio, and
Charles
anything that wasn't
charge
nailed down was getting
of
nailed
our
down.
wrongs
It was tough
and
out
our
there for
rights.
anyone that was working with Scott Baio.
I mean, the song, by the way, was questionable at best. If I can remember the opening
Terrible,
lyrics.
but I can
No,
always
I
remember
mean,
it.
like some sultry chick
yeah,
singing
yeah.
like.
Mom just got divorced yesterday. Scott Baio rolled
He's
in
there
with
just
a
to take good care
tankini.
of me,
Yeah.
like he's,
He's
part
wearing
of the
booty shorts.
family.
It's the 80s.
I mean, given the direction of online situations, the whole like inside the family stuff, like the nanny stuff. I mean, forget about it. It would never fly today.
He's getting more than the professor on Gilligan's
forget
Island.
it.
Woo!
And Josie
Believe it or
Davis,
not,
20 years
they
later.
hired Scott Baio as a babysitter for freaking like 3 hot ass people.
One guy you don't hire with 2 teenage daughters in the house. The one
You.
guy.
It's you, sir. Step right up.
Ken Harris, back me up on this. I know you just don't bring Scott.
Well, you
Baio
got to
into your
take
house.
it one day at a time. And if Crockett and Tubbs
The
haven't
new
mentioned-
boy in the neighborhood, he lives downstairs, but it's understood. He's there just to take good care of me, like he's one of the family. Charles in charge. I mean, come on. It's unbelievable.
Your jazz hands just blew me away.
All right, we're done with that one.
Hands
All
above
right,
the
but
table.
we're
please.
almost done.
All right, so-
Inspector
All right,
Gadget.
absolutely.
Fine,
For a
fine,
cartoon,
fine.
without a doubt.
Sampled out.
Yeah.
It's in there. I think that's it. We said different strokes, right?
I don't know. Did
Hold
anybody
on,
say
there's-
Happy Days?
You did.
You said it.
But
Rock
did
around the
anyone
clock.
say, man, like, come on, man. They're creepy and they're like
Yep.
recognizable. So I do believe this could be filleted into different layers. A lot of the theme songs are just instrumental. A lot have words. A lot are from
Yeah.
big time artists. A lot are from the people that sang it.
I don't know if you guys ever watched King of Queens.
Small
I was a big,
Wonder. I love
I
King
was
of
a
Queens.
Small
big
Wonder-
King
Small
of
Wonder
Queens
was
guy.
huge, and King of Queens was huge.
I was a huge King of Queens guy.
I love Leah Remini, and then she went all
Yeah, Scientology on us.
She got out. Yeah.
Yeah. Are
and
you
then
ever
she did the
really out?
show.
I think-
who
I hope
knows?
so.
La
But
Professora.
that,
But we're
that
talking
show
about
was
Family
That's not so
Ties, Growing Pains.
Jerry Stiller was just
Family Ties, Growing Pains, Who's the Boss?
I know.
Simpsons.
Honestly,
Saved
I had Wonder
by
Years
the
at
Bell.
the top of my list.
Saved by the
Saved by the
Bell.
Bell.
We
Saved by
all
the
know
Bell.
that. We could be anywhere in the house, and you
Yeah,
know,
wake up
that's
in the
coming
morning
on.
and my clock's got a warning. I don't think I'll ever make it on time.
Yep, Seinfeld. I don't know,
Well, this Seinfeld's just a slap in
but
the face
everybody knows
situation.
it. Everybody knows
Yeah.
it.
George Costanza, Jason Alexander. He's been
Charlie's Angels.
he's
always
trying
gets
to learn
run down
bass
here.
just so we can play that song.
By the way,
Still,
just a good old boy.
Waylon Jennings. I mean, I'm if
Missed out on that on all the levels. Never mean no harm.
Waylon Jennings. Exactly. We should have talked about that at the top of the part.
That's
where we
true.
said-
Been in trouble with the law since the day we had them. locked and loaded, and we didn't give it out. But if you guys are still listening, God bless America.
But God bless America. Absolutely. That's a good way to end the show.
Do you know how to sing a cappella? Solo vocals right now. God bless America.
God bless America.
Is your singing voice that always that much higher than your everything else?
I love.
He's actually talented.
He is.
Stand beside. Come on.
No, you're the bass.
And guide her. I know I can't go without the tenor. Soprano
Through the
tenor.
night
Let's
with
go
the
soprano.
light from above. Wait, T. What?
Through the mountain.
I mean,
right.
you're just like straight up going.
He's a
like,
young Justin Timberlake up in
you're
this
you're just R&Bing it up and down here.
I'm just so ready.
Where is Benjamin's hand, by the way, during this whole song? I don't know because that's
Right on my balls.
right on your balls. Okay, well, hey, you answered the question. I guess I asked and you answered.
Asked and answered.
We will be back next Tuesday night. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us on this fine Tuesday evening. Thank you so much. On behalf of First Amendment Sports, he's Kevin Ricca.
Shark, we missed you after the first round. We'll get you back for a round. I don't know.
In the future. A future round.
A round
to be named later. Round to be named later.
Jinx, buy me a Coke. Shark.
He's Red Donnelly.
All right, Tim will be back. Tim will be back. You don't have to listen to me anymore.
You
but
did
thank
great.
you, Tim.
Yeah, well
Love you,
done,
buddy.
Sir.
We'll see you soon.
Well, Rhett, that's how you do it. Next man up, and you'll be sitting in this chair next, by the way.
Here's a question for
As long as it's on your lap.
Oh,
Ken
boy.
Harris. Are you guys old enough to remember when TV stations signed off to the national anthem?
My grandmother's house all night long.
In my house too.
And right afterwards, it did like a little fuzzy color coordinating thing and then white noise.
It was the white noise that I remember.
It was like Alfred Hitchcock, the white noise. But the Star Spangled Banner came on with a picture of Old Glory.
Yep,
rippling.
picture of the flag.
And around here, and Ken knows this, the background was
The flag.
the best background. Our nation's capital, the most.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The
It
Capitol.
was.
Yeah,
It
the
was
Washington
beautiful.
Monument.
It was
and
almost
all of
like-
Yep.
And like Rhett just did, like all of our aunts and uncles did in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s.
it's the greatest country on earth.
2010s. We used to sign off. That was
By the way,
beautiful.
Robert Cohen, your pick, you're kind of it's like a founding father-esque pick. It's totally brand appropriate right now. I mean, you look like you could be on the cover of a book about the American Revolution. And that, by the way, I'm really far away. I can just see the gray beard. That's why I say that. But by the way, from here it looks like an oil painting. Did you stand for an oil painting? Did you sit for an oil painting for your YouTube avatar?
Well, speaking of great oily pictures, Muffcam, we got to check.
Yes.
We got to download everything.
Yes.
So let's get out of here before it's too late.
The MASH theme song was always like, to me, like
Yes.
the end of the night.
And
Like
then
that
we-
was like the last show that was on TV
It
before
was, but it was also when you were homesick, first thing that came on.
Yeah.
You had Price is Right was 11.
Actually,
anything.
first thing I just thought of was MacGyver.
Yeah. MacGyver's written
The
down in my
MacGyver,
papers.
yeah,
I
the
know.
MacGyver theme
But I
song.
couldn't think of it in my head how to hum it right
that
now.
was a sick.
What can
when
we
you're
go out
sick
humming? What was it?
I'm not going to put it up again because I don't want you to feel self-conscious, but Robert, that's not what I see at all. What I see is a book cover, maybe an inside the jacket about the author type of picture. That's what I see. Until next week, on behalf of First Amendment Sports, I'm Ken Marangolo, and this was Thank God It's Tuesday. We are still live.